Right, I'm back. That's an odd place to park a car. I don't think there's anyone in it, unless they've a bit of activity in the back there, where the old Bringolly was. The old Bringolly secure ward. The back there's been a bit of a movement. But yeah, strange place to park a car. Whether they've gone in the grounds to be caught is another thing. Anyway, I'm back at the Mental. Where's the car? Yeah, there's been a bit of going on at the back there. The old Bringolly listed building got knocked down years ago. Yeah, there's no one in it. Strange place to park a car. Right, I'm back, and thanks for the comments, some fresh comments, probably new subscribers, saying they love the old anecdotes and the stories I talk about, and the going on about the history of the Mental. And I might not have mentioned it, but it's 30 years now, 30 plus years I've been documenting this place. I might not have mentioned that, but anyway, thanks, and new subscribers and what have you. So yeah, as you can see, I'm back at the Mental, and today I'm going to take a look at the Pavilion, where they had the annual sports events, which is right at the back. It's off the cinder track, which is haunted. Almost forgot to mention that. Haunted cinder track, and if you're a regular, I'm going to be sort of repeating myself that I've done, you know, because I'm getting so many new subscribers and stuff, and fresh interest on the Mental. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about stuff you've probably heard before, but some fresh stuff in this. But like I say, I will be talking about stuff I have talked about before. Here's the car. Oh, they're slowing down. Or is it a car? I think that was ex-Jones Brothers vehicle. But yeah, so I'm on heading down, and can't see any movements, nothing. Can't see anyone in the grounds, but security will be here, obviously. But yeah, so I'm going to be talking about the Pavilion. Just to say that. Here comes the cars. Yeah, and what I used to be doing when I was a kid, always hanging about in the Pavilion. But anyway, that's the grounds of the Mental. I'll be headed down that way, towards the cinder track, which is haunted, just in case I never mentioned it. So just passing what was the main entrance, which is now all blocked off, gated up. It was gated, but never locked as it is now. It was always open. And so yeah, that's the what was the main entrance. There was only two entrances into the Mental. This one, which was the one that was used the most, and the one past the engineer's house, which passed the nurse's home. So carry on past Jones Brothers entrance, which I will not be crossing the line of death. And then I come to the cinder track, and I'll explain why it's called the cinder track. As I say, I will be repeating a few things. You know, if you're a regular and you've watched all my videos, you think, oh, he's going on about that again, but I'm getting new comments and new stuff, so anyway, I don't care. Here comes another car. And just on my left here is the well, it's Pennant Farm it's called now, but it was the Mental Farm, and it's called Parker Tough. Used to supply, well, it used to have its own slaughtermen, and used to supply the Mental with meat, poultry, eggs, milk, everything like that. But there was a great fire which destroyed a lot of the buildings, so they sold it off. But anyway, these aren't the original buildings. Probably some at the back are, but anyway, it's called Parker Tough, but it's called Pennant Farm now. But that was it was known as the Mental Farm. And this is Jones Brothers entrance, as I call it now. This is the one they use now, and there That's the line of death. Cross that and you're shot on sight. And just after Jonesborough's entrance is the cinder track, which is haunted. Did I mention it was haunted? Might not have mentioned that. This is the cinder track. Or what was the cinder track, but I still called it the cinder track. So yeah, you may be thinking, if you're new, and if you're a regular, you're going to think, oh no, he's going to talk about the cinder track again. But yeah, the reason it's called the cinder track is because the heating system, they had big boilers and they used coal. And this is where they used to get rid of the cinders. They used to take them on this and just dump them on this track. And also down the side there, down on, there's a bit of a hill. Just to chuck them over there, but this was about 4 inches thick of black cinders, and you'd walk on it, it'd be crunching, and that's how they used to get rid of the old cinders. So that's why it's called the cinder track. There's no cinders here today, but that's the reason why it's called the cinder track. This is where they used to dump the cinders on the boilers, on the mental. We used to have a team of patients who used to chip the coal for the correct size so they could fit it in the boilers, shovel it into the boilers. The majority of the patients had jobs. They would work manual labour, patient manual labour. The hospital wouldn't have survived as long as it did without patient labour. And that's why I'm going to show you the sports ground now, which was built by the majority of patient labour. I'll show you where the pavilion was, or what's left of it. So yeah, this is the cinder track, which is haunted. It's supposed to be haunted by a figure. An old man has been seen, but they don't know if he's anything to do with the mental or not. Perhaps there was a patient used to walk up and down this track. No one knows, but I've seen a few black sort of shapes and things, but never actually seen an old man. And so yes, so it's haunted. And this is the way we used to come down. Never used to go around the way I've come now. If you ever wanted to go to the pavilion, which we were there quite often when we were kids, I'm talking now, we always used to cut through, straight through the mental, straight through the grounds, past the nurse's home, past May Late Ward, the sick ward as it was called, past the chimney on the corner, past the canteen. Then we used to come down. It's fenced off now, but in them days it was all open. We'd either walk through or we'd come down on our bikes and we dropped down to the pavilion. Always in the pavilion, and used to be searching for golf balls. People used to come here and practice their golf, and used to search the edges, around the edges. Now we used to find loads of golf balls. So yeah, so this is the cinder track, which is haunted. And just coming up, I may as well just hang on a bit. Just coming up on my right here now that's where we used to come down. As I say, we never used to come round. If ever we wanted to go to the pavilion, we'd always cut straight through the mental. And that's the way we'd come down through there. That wasn't there. And the canteens here, and you'd see the chimney there, and we used to come straight down here, straight down there, turn left, and we were at the pavilion. It's the cricket ground and the rugby pitch, which I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, and just up there in the grounds of the mental was a massive incinerator. Anything that they could burn was burnt there. They had 3 tips. Anything that couldn't be burnt, I thought I could hear something. Huh? No, it's not a ghost. Yeah, anything that couldn't be burnt, they dumped, and there was a tip way over that way, opposite King's Mill. King's Mill is down there. That was one of the biggest tips there. We used to spend half a day rooting through stuff. We used to find loads of stuff there. But yeah, like I say, anything that could be burned, they burnt. Anyway, that's what's left of the pavilion. It was all brick at the bottom there, bottom half, and the top half was timber. And here, that way there, was the cricket ground, and that one was the rugby pitch. And they used to have the goal posts and stuff, and they used to have a scrum practicing thing, where they used to, you know, like a cushion thing in a row, where they used to practice scrum. I don't know what you'd call it. But, so yeah, it's off the cinder track. If you carry on that way, a few hundred yards, you come to King's Mill, and then that's the end of the cinder track. It turns then into a path. But yeah, we were always here in the pavilion. So that's the it was the cricket pavilion and the rugby pavilion. And they used to, it was built, this was built in the 1960s, as I said earlier, mainly by patient labour. And they used to held an annual sporting event on this side here, that side, the Mental. Originally, they used to hold it on there was a large field at the front of the Mental, front of the buildings, but it expanded and expanded, and that field wasn't big enough. So they held it here, sports event there, an annual sport event. But like I say, this was built or made or laid or whatever you want to call it in the 1960s. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you at the end now a film that I put together that I filmed many years ago, and you can see what the pavilion looked like when it was before the fire, shall I say. There was a big fire which destroyed it. The top half was timber, and there was a bloke, lad, Denbigh lad, used to live there, and he was actually living in there when you first see it. But there was a big fire and it destroyed the top half, and it's all destroyed now. But yeah, so that'll be on the end of this video now. Like I say, I filmed that, I don't know, it's years and years ago, but you can see what it was like before the fire and after the fire. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I will leave you with the film, the old vintage footage of the pavilion.